Hello, can you see me? Says no, they can't see me. Also, I didn't remember to hook up the nice mic. No video yet.
You can get it right behind you.
I think it's just taking a second. It's up, yay! Thank you, Justine. Okay. Shall I put, oh, Jeannie, you have to go make dinner. There's important things happening in the world right now. One, people need to make dinner and like tend to their own families. And two, the Jersey Shore premiere is going on. So if you chose me over either of those things, 15 gold stars or 15 demerits. I'm not sure which way it should go because you really should be tending to your own lives. This is Ferdinand, and right now he is making, I don't remember exactly what the noise is called. Somebody could Google it for me, but they rub their little teeth together back and forth when they are happy and content. It's like purring. It's the same sort of thing. So he's feeling very content in the moment. Can you see his little face moving? The webcam's going to do him no justice because he's all black. He has little white tufts on his toesies and on his bum. Yay, let's just have a little chit chat here. Regular chit chat, everything you guys want to talk about in the sidebar. This is where you are over here. And I heard once upon a YouTube something or other, board or my husband or something, told me that the chat stays up now so that you can see it, but it didn't happen in my last one. So I'm not sure. How did I get 2 cuddly rabbits? Well, Hiccup's not that cuddly. So this bunny loves to be held, which is very uncommon for a rabbit. Hiccup does not. He will come up on my lap when he wants to. He'll let me pet him for as long as he wants to, and then he's off. And it's always no more than like a minute at a time. And he'll do that over and over again, but he makes sure I know that he's in charge, and that's fine. I will talk a little bit about bunnies and chickens and things like that in a little bit, but let's just chit chat first. Somebody said it's called brooksing. That makes sense. They go like this. I don't like the way it feels. That's what they do when they're happy. And you can see Lulu back there. Lulu and Ferdinand are friends. Hiccup and Ferdinand are not yet. They're still getting acquainted from a separated gate. They're both males, and he was just neutered, so it's going to take a while before the hormones settle, but I'm not really sure how it's going to go. We will see. First time to a live, yay! How many of you guys are first timers? If you're a first timer, put up a thumbs up emoji, and if you've been here for other ones, put this one, the perfect emoji. Thank you. This is from Target, and Sam Sherman actually had it on, and she looked like 10 times cuter. Oh, yay. Whoa, that's awesome, you guys. That's awesome. Most of you have been here before, and that makes me really happy. And all the people that are new, that makes me happy too. Is it because it works better for you this time frame? That's awesome. Anyways, Sam looked adorable in it. It was like almost, she just has such a cute figure. And so then I got it, and I was like, I feel cute because I know she looks cute. The baby is not going to bed, and she is very tired. There will be a wandering Ryan behind us. This time is way better. You don't have a toddler grabbing at your phone. So I guess it'll tell by the amount of people. I get a pretty good number of people because I never really give much notice for when I'm going to go live. It's always that day. And when I go live at noon, it's between like 600 and 800 people who are there during the live. And then in the couple hours, like 2 hours afterwards, it's like 3,000 people that watch. And I feel like that's a pretty good number. I'm going to readjust him and put him on my lap, even though he's pretty content right here. I love that he tucks his little head under my chin, but I'm going to put him on my lap for a little bit. And if he wants to hop down, he will. But when you see me stroking like this, it's a bunny in my lap. It's nearly 3 a.m. there. Yes, you need to go to bed. Where are you? Where is it 3 a.m. at? 6 in England? Floral tops and snuggly bunnies. That's my dream. Oh my goodness, Lost in Narnia, $20? Girl, I'm rolling in it. Thank you. Have you and Ryan both always lived in Seattle? No, Ryan has. We're from 2 different parts of the city, but I was actually born in California. I was kind of a vacation baby, though. A lot of my mom's side of the family all lived here. My dad's side of the family all lived in Maine. Yeah, don't, Kelsey. No, don't do that. I know that feeling. Don't do that. That's such a stressful feeling, and I know it well. Hi from Oregon. Hi from California. Hi from Florida. Bunny talk. We will talk bunnies in 1 more minute. We'll talk bunnies. Hold on a second.
We're putting these away.
Okay.
Wait, you're supposed to. Right.
There's babies.
Ooh, in 1 minute, can I do the animal talk with you?
You want to talk about bunny rabbits? Okay, in 1 minute you can answer 2 questions, but you guys are supposed to be cleaning your room. They're supposed to be cleaning their room.
Come on, remember?
Okay, please don't yank on him. No, thank you.
Wait, remember, put that on your
Sorry.
on my head.
Okay, graduating high school in less than 30 days. Any advice? Make as many, it sounds silly to say make as many memories as possible, but find things like in your school, like a crack on the wall or the exact pictures inside of your locker or something like that, and make a mental snapshot and just remember how you feel, remember what you were thinking. I did this when I was younger. There was this walk home that I really liked to do. And one day I just stopped and I looked up at the view through the trees and I tried to stay there until I had locked it into my brain. And not only does it lock in, what you're seeing in that moment, but it'll lock in the feelings you're feeling and what you felt like at that age and that sort of thing. You should do 5 of those. Find 5 things that you just want to remember exactly how it was. In high school, I wanted to remember the big windowsills we had because we sat in them at lunchtime. And I wanted to remember the radiator that was right below it, little tiny things, but they become important to you when you're older. So that's my biggest advice. Woohoo, Raquel made it. Yay. Okay. I don't want you to yank on his shirt, honey. I know he wants you to, but I do not want you to. Okay?
You can just hold on.
Scarlett, you can come here and answer 1 question about what you like about having farm animals.
You mean 2?
Okay, 2 questions. Would you like to ask Scarlett a question, please? Anybody? Okay, let's see. It froze for a second. Scarlett does look older. Scarlett is getting her hair cut this weekend. Okay, I saw somebody say, what do you like better, having rabbits or chickens?
Rabbits.
You like rabbits better? How come? Mm-hmm. Come in the picture, please.
Because I can snuggle with them and hold them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really fun.
Do you think that rabbits are a good pet for little kids?
Not really, because if they're babies, they'd probably somehow rip their fur.
Yeah. And what do bunnies do when they're scared?
Nip.
They can nip, and also their claws.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got really strong back legs, and it hurts if they scratch you, right?
Mm-hmm. Or they could kick you. Ooh,
yeah.
Bunny.
When Scarlett was little, she used to say that she wanted to be a farmer. She was like, I'm going to be a farmer when I grow up. And then recently she's changed that answer. And I was like, how come you don't want to be a farmer anymore? And she said, because I grew up and I am one now. I'm on to the next dream. Are you a farmer? Yep. What do you do on your farm?
I get the chicken eggs.
Get the chicken eggs.
Sometimes I help Daddy clean the coop.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, you get shoes on and you go do what?
I go let out the chickens. I put the chickens back, and they take care of the bunnies. Yeah. I like to.
And Lulu too. You give Lulu food and water. Mm-hmm. She does. She's a little farmhand. She does all the things. Okay, let's see. Do you have a favorite? What's your favorite chicken?
The leader.
Will you remember her name?
Pipsy Bakipsy.
Pipsy Bakipsy. She's our black and white one. Are chickens a lot of work?
Not really.
They're really not. How do the eggs taste?
They taste yummy.
Mm-hmm. They are really good. The yolks are way more orange than a store-bought egg. They taste much more rich. Luca, come here. Do you like having chickens and bunny rabbits?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you like best, chickens or bunny rabbits?
Both.
Both of them? And do you have a favorite animal of all of them? Which one's your favorite?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. He's the one in my lap right now. Okay. Daddy, will you escort them back to their room,
Wait,
please?
Can you hold him up?
Yeah, they've seen him. He's kind of asleep right now. They've seen him. I'll hold him back up in a second.
Can I see him asleep?
He's resting.
Okay, come on, guys.
Will you help us, Queen?
I'll direct you.
Scarlett, do you know what your favorite Australian animal is?
What's an Australian animal?
Think about Australia. Think of like Kratz creatures. Can you think of any animals that are in Australia?
Yeah.
Like what?
Cheetahs?
Cheetahs? That's not particularly an Australian animal. That's an African animal.
Hyenas?
Okay, go back with Daddy. We'll talk more about it later. Maybe we'll find an episode that features Australian animals. Honey, go back with Daddy, please. I saw a KB. I have a picture of it. I'll put it up on my Instagram. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to spell KB, which is why I didn't put it on my Instagram before. But it's an Australian animal, and Scarlett and I each held it, and it was amazing. And I felt like people shouldn't be really holding them like that. I don't know. He was a baby, and he was in a sack, so he was okay. But it was very sweet. Okay. Back on target. Goats. I love goats. I was reading a comment, but I was also just stating a fact. I love goats. Okay, so let me do my little spiel about animals because I said that I was going to do that, and we're going to kind of have this be the actual beginning of the live, and then we'll just go into regular chit chat for a little while. I wanted to say thank you so much to Lost in Narnia for that huge donation. That's incredible. And I did hear from Christy on how to claim this super chat deal. I haven't done it yet and I haven't seen it, but as long as it really does come our way, that's going to be kind of exciting. It's going to be like a giant piggy bank, giant. Like I think I've got like 80, 90, $110 in all of this. That's some fun money. Okay. So thank you guys for being so generous. Just another one. Jonathan. Thank you. I adore your family. First time in Seattle trip tips. I have a video on it. If you type in Bits and Clips Seattle, Ryan and I have an old video where we talk about some of our favorite things that we like to do just being like locals and also some of the things to do as tourists as well. But, they just updated the Space Needle and now there's like a glass bottom floor and there's a whole reopening of it. So it's probably worth a go. I haven't done it since it's reopened. The EMP, which is our museum, is really cool on the outside. The inside is hit and miss sometimes. So if it's expensive, I wouldn't go for that. Pike Place Market is always fun. It's what was featured in Sleepless in Seattle. And it's just a cool giant open fish market. It's like a real market, working market. My friend works there. You can go and say hi to B. And then there's a bunch of like parks and stuff that we love, and we say it in that video. So go and give that video a watch, and it has some ideas in it. When are you coming? What season are you coming? Alexandra, thank you for all you do in this community. Thank you. Nice compliment. Thank you, Alexandra. I feel like if you guys are donating money, you should ask a question because I want to give back to you somehow too, since you're being so generous to me. Trying to make it to Yelm for family for an American Thanksgiving. Love me an American Thanksgiving. The Glass Museum is really cool in the Seattle area, and that's downtown by the Space Needle as well. Don't forget to like the video. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at the comments for a second, so everybody go ahead and just pause because I hate missing out on what you guys are chatting about. I want to be a part of the conversation. But, and excuse my laundry that's back there. Hello, everybody that is talking a lot. Hold on. Okay, just a second. Jamie, hold it. Everybody hold it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jamie. So rabbits, chickens, backyard animals. If you want to get a rabbit, the first thing that I would say is I do not think that they make good pets for little ones. They are very nervous and they can actually die from a heart attack. They can break their own backs just by spazzing out. They are really, really fragile creatures. And while they're soft and fluffy and fuzzy, they are, I think I heard, and I'm not an expert, so I'm not an expert on any of this. I am telling you the personal knowledge that I've gained from having these pets myself. I think they're the number one most abandoned pet, because people get them because they're soft and cute and cuddly. But most rabbits, this is very unusual. Most rabbits do not like to be held and cuddled. They're a prey animal. So usually if they are being held, they are they're thinking they're being carried away to go be eaten somewhere. So Ferdinand, he's a rescue that we got, and he loves to be snuggled and held. He feels the most secure and safe when he's in our lap. I don't really know why. I love it and adore it. Hiccup does not. Hiccup gets nervous, but he knows he can trust us. You can build that trust through being very calm, which kids, if they're excited about an animal, they're not going to be calm. When they're picked up, they need to have not only their feet supported really well, but also their tummy supported in the right way. And a little kid isn't able to do that. Scarlett struggles with that too. She can still only hold the bunnies if she's seated down. She can pick up a chicken and walk around, but she's not allowed to just pick up the bunnies because she scares them. She doesn't mean to. She's trying to be very calm. Also, bunnies, because they are nonverbal, they can use biting to communicate. And, like if a dog bit a child really hard, then that's a case for having the dog possibly put down. A lot of people would absolutely say, that's it. This dog cannot be in our house anymore. It has injured a human baby child person, Whereas a rabbit, the same rules apply. They're going to say, that's it. It bit my child. It's out of here. But a rabbit uses that for communication with other rabbits because they aren't vocal. So they can't growl or bark. I mean, they can, but not all of them do. They can growl actually, but not all of them do. And so nipping can mean to have a light nip, but it's almost like nail clippers. They have sharp teeth on purpose. They bite through, hard root vegetables. And so they have a really, really, really sharp bite. So a little tiny nip is going to, if it doesn't break the skin, it's still going to leave like a welt and some purple marks on your arm. Hiccup does nip. Now, he's a naughty little bun. He only nips when you stop petting him and he doesn't want you to stop petting him, or if we're trying to get him to do something he doesn't want to do. Like if he's if he's outside and we want to bring him inside because it's going to snow or rain or something like that, he loves being outside. So he'll sometimes get, angry at us. But he also will come to us and likes to be pet all the time too. Most of the time he nips you because you've stopped petting him. So we've learned how to stop petting him and then angle your body in a way that he can't get a chance to nip you before you go. And he doesn't do that all the time. I mean, I don't think he's bit anybody in maybe a year even. So for rabbits, if you still, after me saying all that, they do bite as communication. They are very fragile. They can die of a heart attack. Also, when rabbits die, if you have little ones around, this isn't the most pleasant thing that I'm going to say. I will try and be kind with my words, though. They give out one loud noise. It's common for them to give out one loud noise, and it's known as a death scream, and it sounds like a human baby. So that's slightly terrifying. Something that's soft and cuddly and little going that way. So that to me was almost enough for me to be like, I can't do it. I don't want to hear a bunny ever make a noise like that. So they're delicate creatures and they're social animals. This is something that I really didn't know when I got Hiccup, but I should have got them in pairs. Bunnies in the wild are always together. And even though these are domesticated rabbits, they still have that in them. And when you take one bunny out of that pack, I don't know what it's really called, a gaggle of bunnies, a bunny pack, a bunny pod. When you remove them from that security, then there's a chance that they can become more aggressive and get more spooked easily, go into that flight behavior where when you're just trying to come to them to give them a treat or a pet, before they realize that you're safe, they can flip themselves out and crack their backs and stuff. A lot of the information that I'm telling you, I learned from Christy, Raw Beauty Christy, because she worked in a veterinary office and with a wildlife rehab for a really long time. So I talked to her a lot before I got our first bunny. So us accepting rabbits into our household, it means a couple of things. One, we are okay with little nibbles. Even little kids, we're all learning to respect the animal's communication behaviors. And as long as they're not aggressively going after my children, if they're trying to tell us something, it's okay once in a while. And we can work with them and help train them out of that. We know how to make different sounds and things that let them know that they've heard us. If you go eep like that, it shows them that that they've hurt you. And when you are a non-threatening, treat-giving, pet, grooming, then they learn that that's not something they should be doing to you. Also, Bunnies can be litter trained. People ask me that all the time. They can, but they also use their little poops, which are dry, not wet, not gooey. They use their little poops for communication too. So Hiccup, here's a perfect example. Fully potty trained bunny, didn't ever go potty on our floor or anything. He would hop around. We had Louise come stay here with us, and he immediately, when he was in the house, started pooping everywhere. And they want to jump up on soft furniture like your bed or your couch, wherever you've been seated, so that your scent is there. And they will pee because they want to add their scent into the mix with the, pack or the pod or whatever we are. And it's not them being naughty. They're adding their, territory. They're claiming it and claiming that they're a part of the family. And so he did that after Louise left. Like he jumped everywhere. This whole having animals thing, it's never just cute and easy. There's always bad sides to it. Ferdinand came completely litter trained as well. So when you see me showing them in the living room and stuff like that, it's for limited amounts of time. We will sequester them off in the kitchen, so they have the kitchen space. They can't hop easily on hardwood floors or on tile. That's another thing. In order to have happy bunnies, you need to have carpet space they can hop on, and then you're running the risk of your carpet getting peed on. So we lock them off in the kitchen, and then we have these like indoor-outdoor mats that they can go on and hop around on, and we put food and all that. Okay, I'm almost done. Bunnies also need to have Timothy hay at all times, a lot of it. And a lot of people have, like, if you have allergies to grasses and stuff, you may not be allergic to bunny rabbits, but if you're allergic to grasses, there's a good chance you could be allergic to the hay, and they need to have that at all times. So it's going to make it pretty hard for you to be around the animals that you love so much. Is that it? They need the hay to digest the food that they eat. The hay needs to be, like, they need to eat as much hay as the size of them every single day, not even compacted. It's a lot. Okay. Jasmine said her bunny is litter trained and never had a problem with going on the floor. That's awesome. I haven't gotten to the point where they don't poop on the floor. They don't pee, but they will once in a while. Like, I've read and watched on Rabbit House Society. Look at Rabbit House Society, and then on YouTube, I think it's 101 Rabbits, and there's some other one that, what's her name? Chenoweth is her last name, the actress. Broadway actress? Something Chenoweth. I missed a super chat. I was trying not to look at the comments so that I didn't get distracted. Oh, I missed a couple of them. Hold on, scrolling up. Goodness, you guys. Okay, Alex, I know you. You've been watching since Scarlett was so tiny. I remember you from your gorgeous, beautiful babies. If that's the Alex I'm thinking it is. I'm pretty sure. You have 3 kids now, right? Am I right? I remember you. You have a boy and 2 girls. I remember. I've actually wondered how you've been doing. And then if it is the right Alex, hopefully. And Bridget and Bump, thank you. Oh, I want to see pictures of your bullet journal when you start it. My favorite weekly spread layout right now. Ryan, do you know where my bullet journal is? It's the one that I showed in my last video. I'm still using that, and I'm still loving it. By the way, this bunny is like totally asleep. He's so sweet. I want to hold him up, but then I'd wake him up. Does Lulu do any tricks? No. Lulu was my mom's dog. So all the animals are rescues. Lulu was my mom's, and we decided to keep her for a lot of reasons. I've talked about it in other lives. But she doesn't do any tricks because she was a companion dog for my mom in my mom's last couple of years. And she was already like, we got her from another family. She was a rescue from another family. And she wasn't in the best situation there. And my mom just wanted her as a companion. So she begs, as in like she begs at the table for treats because my mom would totally encourage that. She jumps up on everybody. She's a bit of a mess, that girl. But we love our Lulu. My mom encouraged like all the bad dog behaviors. She does do really good things for the animals outside though. She protects them. If crows or anything get in the yard, she will immediately make sure that they're not going towards the bunnies. When Ferdinand, whatever we're naming him, he and Hiccup, we tried one introduction together. She stood guard and got in the center of them when she thought they were going to go after each other. She's just a really good farm dog. Sammy said, rabbit screams are the most terrifying sound ever. I hope I never have to hear it. Bailey, your mommy talks have brought me through some sleepless nights and new mommy anxiety. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know. I always wonder if there was a way that I could gather just the moms in my audience and just do like I wish I could do just a big Q&A with you guys, but I don't want to leave any questions out. And there's some questions that like one question could go on for hours and hours and hours. I've even thought about writing a book. I'm not an expert though. I just have my own small little pack of kids, my kid pod. Yeah, fun fact, bunnies have 2 types of poop. Yep, they do. One of which is edible. It's another thing you need to know if you're going to have rabbits. They do sort of, you know that how cows regurgitate and then chew the cud? Have you heard about that? They like have in one of their stomachs, they regurgitate it up and then they redigest it. Bunnies kind of do the opposite thing. There are nutrients that they need to reabsorb. It's ucky. It's the one ucky thing about bunnies. Okay, I want to scroll through and see all these questions. I should write a children's book. I would love to write a children's book. I have bunny hair in my nose. I'm sorry. Snake poop is the weirdest though, and their pee is even weirder. I've never thought about snake poops. Okay, so as far as, I think I've covered everything with rabbits. Here's one of the things that makes rabbit ownership difficult. Oh, he got upset because I stopped petting him for a half second. I got bunny hair in my nose. They're always shedding too. At least one of mine is. Hiccup is, I think, he's a dwarf Holland Lop. These are both dwarf Holland Lops, but Hiccup has long, luxurious fur that sheds so much all the time. This bunny doesn't seem to be shedding as much, and he's not as soft as Hiccup is either. But still, there's bunny hair everywhere. Okay, so let's say that you get 2 rabbits. They're baby rabbits. And you're like, I won't have to worry about bonding them because they're babies and they're already together. Well, you do need to spay and neuter them. Even if they are both the same sex, you need to spay and neuter them. A non-spayed female rabbit, her chances of having all kinds of cancers and polyps and things like that are skyrocketed. So you have to spay and neuter them. It's expensive. It can be like almost $200. It can be less than that too, but I'm trying to give you like worst case scenario so you know what you might be in for. And then so you get them spayed, neutered. Then you have to keep them away from each other while they're healing and while the hormones are coming out of their bodies. So then they do need to be reintroduced and bonded again. It's tricky business. It's work. It's work. Okay, that's it for the bunnies. If anybody has any chicken questions, we'll go into that, but I feel like I've said a lot. Have I ever considered guinea pigs? Sure. Can I have a bucket of guinea pigs too? You guys, if I could have the dreamland, Ryan knows this. I was joking because I was talking about what to do if one of the bunnies is aggressive towards the other when we get to bond them. And so I was reading up on it and I was like, oh, Ryan, it says here that if the 2 bunnies are still not getting along after A, B, C, and D, a 3rd bunny can be a peacekeeper. And he was like, nope, no. He's just going along with my urban farm dreams because he's wonderful. And then he's the one who mucks all of the coops. I just pet them and learn about them and feed them. Okay, do chickens need a lot of backyard space? If you ask me, all animals need a lot of freedom space. It's all relative. A lot of people who just want to get rabbits to be outdoor rabbits, you do have to know that you're going to be shortening their lives significantly. A rabbit can live for about 13 years as an indoor rabbit. They don't need vaccines or anything like that. As far as I know, I am not an expert. This is just what I've learned as I've gone along. But if you are leaving them outside in all the temperatures and things, especially depending on where you are, it's a lot more dangerous to have the heat than it is to have the cold. Bless you. I'm telling you, this bunny hair, it's getting us. But there's a lot of reasons why being outside can shorten their lifespan. So we let them go outside. They have the backyard, which is fully encased for them to be able to go in and explore, but they need to come in for predators, for inclement weather. You got to think even hawks flying overhead. And if you keep them just in a hutch, that's no life. That's not cool. It's like people who get parrots and keep them in a cage. Like a bird is meant to fly. If I had the space, I would get a few goats, because goats, again, you can't have just one of them. You have to have multiple goats. Here, it's actually against the law. If you live in an area where you're allowed to have goats, it's against the law to just have one. You have to have more than one. And then the same with chickens. There's a reason why they say pecking order and things. You need to get I think more than 3 in order for them to be happy, healthy chickens, I believe. And then a lot of animals, these kind of animals are social creatures. They can, like bunnies can bond with other animals. Hiccup and Ferdinand are both Lulu's friend. And they like the chickens and everything. Do chickens pee? No, it's all bird poop. It all comes out in bird poop. That wasn't a bunny sneeze. That was a Ryan sneeze. Are you saying Ryan has delicate sneezes? It didn't sound that delicate to me. I should get a Highland cow. Do you guys remember Crystal from Mrs. Fine Fettle? Hold on a second. Daddy will come talk to you, babe. She has Highland cows, and they are so cute. If you haven't seen a Highland cow, when we're done with this, go Google one. And then I would like 2 of those. So if I had the space, I would have goats. I would have chickens. I don't need a Highland cow. I just need a neighbor with a Highland cow. Same with horses. My kids will come muck the stalls and like earn their keep in order to ride the horses on somebody else's farm. Need a couple of mini pigs, which I know that mini pigs can grow into big pigs, but I just want some guaranteed mini pigs, which I've heard there's no such thing. And bunnies, chickens, maybe a turkey. I've heard that ducks are really, really stinky and messy, so we'll skip out on the ducks. I've heard turkeys. I actually went to a farm that had rescue turkeys and goats. Turkeys incredibly bond with humans. That makes the American Thanksgiving a bit of a sad story, doesn't it? Okay. 2 to 3 Nigerian dwarf goats, yes. You're not a big pig fan, they stink. I've heard that pigs are cleaner than like cats and dogs. And they're incredibly smart. Ducks don't really like people. When I was younger, there were 2 ducks that came and stayed at my grandma's house every spring and summer, and she put out like a little kid wading pool for them. And we named them Franck because it sounded like he was honking. Franck and Lucille, and they were married and they were adorable. And I got so excited every year when they came. They weren't super friendly, but they didn't go away from you if you were right there. We fed them, so they liked us. What about an alpaca or 4? I like animals if you can't tell. Would we ever move farther out of Seattle so we could have more land? So the sister wives and the Nini and the school community that we have are what sort of keep us here. Otherwise, absolutely yes. And my husband, who his biggest joy in this world is the joy that we create together. I really do think that if I was like, yeah, I want to go, hold on. I want to go to another place, he would go for it too. But I'm kind of not forcing, but he never had the dream of having like a lot of farmland and everything. So what we have now, the chickens are totally like Ryan's project now, even though I was the one that wanted them. Could you get on my chat and I can make you a super thing? There's some comments going on I want to get rid of. Okay. Hold on. Can I do more than just, hold on, unwanted pornography or explicit material? Okay. One of the reasons why I would really want to have at the farm now is for my kids while they were younger and stuff. So I don't think it's something I want to do in retirement. In retirement, I'd like to come back down to this kind of size, but I really just think it's a dream. I have a lot of dreams. A lot of them. There's so many. We'll have to do another live about that. Okay, let's get off of the animal talk and just talk about anything else that you guys want to talk about. Yeah, you hear baby Sadie. She's talking. She's not crying though. So she's just chit-chatting in her crib. She missed all her naps today. So usually her bedtime is about 7 o'clock. We put her down at 6:30. I'm scrolling up because I missed so much. Chickens are very friendly. They will be right underfoot. While I'm going out there, they are right under my feet at all times. It's all because they think you may drop a treat at any moment, but they definitely have no qualms about being around humans. You have a rescue turkey named Snowflake? So cute. My pig conned a human out of bed. That's the comment of the day. Good job. I want to say your name, and I'm going to totally pronounce it wrong. Aquilia girl? Aquilia girl?
That's a weird comment.
When I went to the turkey farm, somebody just said turkeys are evil or not. I've just had a bad experience. And then it scrolled away, so I didn't get to see who you were. But when I went to the turkey farm, there were 2 turkeys that were just following the lady who owned the farm. She worked with Christy at the vet, and she like adopted a bunch of animals in bad situations and stuff. Like she had a dog that had no legs. No legs. He was a happy little feller, but oh my gosh, made me sad. She had these turkeys that were just following her around. Every time she sat down, the turkeys were up on her lap. And she was like, yep, people don't know, but turkeys get really attached to humans. You had a pig that would tuck himself in. I want to see this pig. Good question, Jessie. What was Jessie's question? I didn't see it. Are you working on any cup of craft things? I'm working on Sadie's birthday, her birthday party. I just gathered stuff for that. I posted about it on my Instagram. I got these today. Aren't they pretty? I love the colors in this. This is like a dark plummy purple. It's like my favorite color purple. I think it's so pretty. And I have an idea that I want to fill this up with for a project. I can show you fun stuff I bought today at the Daiso store that kind of have to do with bullet journaling. I got a rainbow accordion folder. Soup's fun. It was $1. Does this and this. Was a good time. I got duck pens. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Name the reference. I got a multicolored pen. I want to set Ferdinand down behind me, but I don't know if Lulu's excited about that. Okay, get down, baby. Go on. I don't want him to have to hop on the hardwoods. He might just stay right by me here. Anyways, I got those duck pens. I got a lot of them for bullet journaling. These pens that are gel ink at the Daiso store, 5mm, it's backwards, but 0.5mm black gel ink. You can get them off of Amazon too, but they are the best for bullet journaling. I feel like it gives it like almost that perfect comic book line. Excuse me. And I love it. Do you and Ryan want more children? We have told ourselves that Sadie is our last one. In the same way that I would love to have a pack of alpacas, I would love to just have a lot more children. But with as sick as I get and other circumstances, we've told ourselves that Sadie is our last. Okay, I'm going to talk for maybe, it's 7:18. Let's do 5 more minutes. It'll be about 7:25, and then we're going to get going. Yeah, that was a Grace Helbig reference. You just bought the journal that I mentioned in my video, the one that I just showed, or these? I bought a stack of them to give away to people because I really love them. These are the Limomes. I showed it in my last bullet journal video. Ryan, oh, look. That's what I see. Ryan can link that video below when this is done. Would you ever adopt or become a foster parent? Ryan and I just talked about this. So we would consider being foster parents. I have so many friends that are foster parents right now. I think for us, it would be probably a solid 5 years in the future before we would consider it, because there's other ducks that we want to get in the row. But we've talked about it. And Ryan's brought up adoption a couple times. I haven't felt the pull for adoption the way that he has, but who knows what the future holds? Who knows? I would love to have more children. I would love to. It's just that with my, all my circumstances, everything considered, I'm trying to be a responsible person. Do I still have the Land of Nod bedding that I wanted for Scarlett? And am I going to put it in Sadie's room? Yes, yes, and yes. What? Hold on. I'm being my own moderator, and it takes a second.
I don't see anything.
You aren't? I am. I don't know if you're a moderator, Rye. You just posted in Covercraft that you're trying to do a Bujo sequel baby book. Oh, that's a good idea. So my bullet journal, I use these little printers for. Like I use this one This is the, what's it called? It's the Polaroid something or other. Sadie's not going down, babe. She might need us to go in there. Yes, she does. And then I'm going to get going in a couple minutes. And then I use the Canon selfie for printing out. And I think that that would be really helpful for a bullet journal baby book. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm looking. I'm on the lookout. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more questions and then I'm going to get going. I'm trying to scroll up and around because I was looking so much and trying to stay on topic here that I missed out on some what you said. If we did have another kid right now, what would our name choices be? Well, I said in the last one that I wanted to name Sadie Penelope. I don't know if I could do that though. Every time we've had a kid, there's been a list of names. And every time we have the next kid, that list of names is no longer an option. And I think some of it you sort of grow through. It's not that I don't still love the name. It's just that, I don't know, that period of my life where I was considering it for that child, it's an old period of my life. And so it feels weird to crack back open that chapter to consider it for the new one. I feel like that's probably what would happen with Penelope too. Maybe I'll get an alpaca someday and be able to name it Penelope. You said you were done on your 3rd and now you're on your 5th. Are you done on your 5th? From Sweethearted Mama. Can the next live chat be about sleep training and advice? I've kind of touched on this in other lives. My kids have not struggled with sleeping that much. The only thing that I can say, and I can touch on it right now, is that for the first 6 or 7 months of their lives, they woke up horribly. I mean, most kids, will have a 2-hour stretch or so. Luca was the hardest. He woke up every 40 minutes, every 40, 45 minutes for the first 6 to 7 months of his life. And I had them in the arm's reach co-sleeper next to our bed. And my mind, I kept thinking like, their sleep is so short and so rough that I need to have them next to me, because if they were in another room waking up every 45 minutes and I'd have to like sleepily get out of bed, make my way to them, find a comfortable way to sit down, get them up out of their crib, like do all of this orienting and adjusting of both of us. So I was like, I need to have them right next to me until we get through this sleep phase. And then with each kid around 7 months, they would grow out of the size of the co-sleeper. So we would move them into their crib. And every single time they start sleeping through the night for all 3 of my kids. And it wasn't until this last baby that before this, I was thinking maybe they just really need their own space. Maybe us, breathing too heavy or moving around in the bed is what's waking them up or something. I don't know. But then, oh yeah, it's a dog. I don't have a kitty. There was a bunny rabbit. He's still right by us though. But then I just thought, finally, with this last baby, I was like, maybe it's the co-sleeper. It's so incredibly rigid because it's supposed to be a very stiff mattress, so that kids can have the least chance of SIDS and have the best oxygen and everything like that to them. And I think it's incredibly uncomfortable. I just think this is maybe a possibility, a theory I should have considered with the first one. Also, at the stage around 4 to 6 months, my kids get that flat spot at the back of their head because you're supposed to go back to sleep for the safest position. And once they go into their crib, which still has a, crib rigid mattress, but it's an organic one that we ordered special, the bump or the flat spot on the back of their head goes away and they start sleeping great. So finally, by my 3rd kid, I just thought maybe the co-sleeper is just really uncomfortable. Besides that, I haven't really experienced much struggle with sleeping. My kids really enjoy themselves a good nap and a good solid 14 hours at night. They're like their mom. I love me some sleep. Okay, we have one last question, then I'm going to go because we have 1 minute left. Are we planning to go take our family to our lake cabin this year? Yes, it will be. No, it won't be Sadie's first visit, will it? Didn't we go?
Yes.
We took Sadie. She was in the last one. Honey, I'm almost done. You go into your room.
You said you would let me do. You would call me for a question.
You already did your questions. We already did them.
I know, but you would call me for another thing.
You did, honey. We stood here and asked questions. I want you to head back into your room. I'm almost done.
Can I do one more question?
Scarletti. Okay, come here. Come here.
Yay.
We're not doing animal questions anymore, but you can sit here with me as we say we're all done. What time do we put our big kids to bed? Do you know what time your bedtime is?
8:30.
Yes, we start bedtime routine around 8 o'clock. By 8:30, they are in bed, lights out, with us out the door. And what do we do as your bedtime routine?
Read a story.
What do you do first? As soon as we say, okay, it's time for bed, where's the first place you go?
Brush your teeth, then go
potty.
Go potty, get in bed. Then they tuck me in, and then they read our devotional.
Sometimes we read a storybook. Daddy reads chapter books sometimes. What was the last chapter book you guys finished?
We finished The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Do you like it? I think after The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, we read, what was it called, Ryan? The Faraway Tree series.
Yeah.
Remember that? We finished that one too.
But guess what? Guess what we're going to read now? The second The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Prince Caspian, is that what it is? That's what they're reading next.
That's The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. Unicorns.
The unicorns and tulips got her. You know who that is? Look at the picture. Who is it?
Jeannie.
It's Jeannie. Okay, you head to bed. Say goodnight.
Good night.
You have a little bit more time before bedtime. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get going. Do we read a different book every night or the same? When my kids were little, it was sort of a cycle through of their favorite books, 3 or 4. But now we do devotional, which is a couple of pages of a big book every night that goes along with the day. Look at that girl. She does not want to go right in your hand. And sometimes they pick a little storybook, but for the most part, it's the devotional, and Ryan will read part of a chapter book because they do family reading time all together. That's it. We're done. I feel like I didn't talk about anything. Maybe something. I don't know. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to have the video on Monday that is going to have Nancy in it. It's the one that, if you guys have followed me on Instagram and here and stuff, it's the one that kept getting rescheduled. It's finally going live on Monday. So it has a fun background to it because I got to do something fun for Nancy. If you know her, she's done so much for us all the time, and there's absolutely no way that we could ever do something for Nancy that she can't do for herself. She's super active. She is, she's just got everything she could possibly want. She doesn't need any gifts or anything like that. She just can do everything for herself, and she always blesses us. And the video that's going up on Monday was a way that I was able to do something for her that she couldn't do for herself, and it was really cool. Made me feel kind of awesome, like it's a little like life memory thing. So that'll be up on Monday at noon. It's already there. It just needs to be published. So for sure, Monday at noon. So the verdict on this live is about half the people than there is at noon. So since I'm trying to accommodate the most people in the Cup of Happy, I think the noon time is probably the best time. But I'll try and throw in some evening ones every once in a while. And I'm trying to do lives the first Thursday of every month instead of doing them weekly because it was just too hard with navigating all these children and stuff. As you can see, it still is now. All right. Thank you guys so much. Goodbye, Alexandra and Justine and Kayla and my Chronicles with Chronic Pain. I feel like I know your name. That is the longest username and a sad username, but I feel like I know your name. I do, don't I? I'll see you on Instagram stories, and I will see you on my next live. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.